Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Of course, before I say anything else, let me say thank you for 6,000 subscribers. Really appreciated that. I mean, you guys have been really engaging and helping me to grow this channel. And what else can I say but thank you? Really appreciate it. And of course, continue to subscribe to the channel, like and share our content as we continue to try to bring you the best of sporting news and analysis here across the Caribbean as well. My guest today is a two-time national road cycling champion, a one-time Caribbean champion, of course, as runner-up as well. Talking about Llori Sharpe. This is a woman who's incredibly resilient because she's had a couple of accidents in recent times. If it was me, I'd be quitting. Period. But Llori, thanks for joining me. And congratulations. We haven't had a chance to talk in a while, but so congratulations times two on your national titles, and of course the Caribbean titles that you won in 2024, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Good. You were what? Was it run up last year in 2025? I try to remember.
Runner up in 2023. I came fifth last year. Yeah.
Last year. Okay, cool. So let's start. Then I want to start with a little bit of history. You've had a couple of bad accidents that required surgery and all kind of different things. Can you quickly share what those incidents were and a little bit about how the recovery what was the recovery like, I should say?
Yeah. Like you said, last year, 2025, I was hit twice while out training, like out riding. So the first accident happened in August, the second in December. The first one, of course, both sucked. The first one was relatively okay as opposed to the one in December, because the one in December like completely knocked me out. I was just riding and I just remember waking up in the hospital. In both instances, I broke my right ankle. That required surgery. So a bit traumatizing, but I'm still here and still riding. So clearly, I love the sport, and it's been quite a tall task, like getting back to like full form. But I mean, as I said, I really love the sport. I really just enjoy riding my bike, and I can't put it down, honestly.
No. Look, what you're telling me right now is actually remarkable, because the fact that because when you're on a bicycle on a roadway, you're vulnerable because there are a lot of crazy drivers out there, and a lot of people just drive as if to say they're blind. Was it difficult to get yourself back to a place where you were saying, okay, I need to get back on the road now? Or did it take some work for you to convince yourself that, that you're going back out there?
Honestly, no. I think the psychological impact was more on like not wanting my mother and my parents to be scared of me going out on the road. I mean, I was fine. I had no issues like going back outside. But I had to consider like their feelings, and I mean, I still live with my parents, and I just want to make them happy as all, like any child would. So I didn't want to like frighten them and just make them uneasy. But so that was probably the biggest thing that I would have considered. Honestly, I never stopped riding. Like even with a broken ankle, I had my bike set up on an indoor trainer. So like even with the broken ankle before surgery, after surgery, just still riding. And maybe like a month or two after, I would get back outside.
Okay. I can't tell if you're in my chat, I'm chaining you to the front door. You're not going to. But okay, so you're two-time Caribbean national champion. You're a former Caribbean champion.
Yes.
But and you recently have, I don't want to call it a transition, but certainly you're taking on a new adventure now in cycling. You're going gravel. Before we get into gravel, what is gravel? Is it just riding on gravel, or is it just a different form of riding? Tell me a little bit about gravel.
So the gravel discipline is relatively new. It's like the new kid on the block in the whole cycling sphere. It's pretty much just off-road riding. So you're on dirt roads, going through sand sometimes, or like not to some rocky terrain, but not to the extent of mountain biking. But it just has a mixture of dirt, sand, even has like some road in there as well. Like if you're making a transition from one dirt path to the next, they have a bit of road in there. So it's like a fun party, honestly.
Okay, but I know there are a couple of different forms of cycling. Is it the
Yes.
one where sometimes you have to end up carrying your bike across
No,
terrain and then
that's
riding?
cyclocross. That's another
Okay,
discipline.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
That's
cool. No,
cyclocross.
I
Yeah.
just wanted to clear it in my head what it is
Yes.
because I know that you cyclists are do odd things, and so because I did an interview with a young lady last year, trying to remember her name, but she was actually in Switzerland where the
Oh,
academy is, I
Giordano.
think.
Giordano.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, Jordan,
Yes.
you're right. So I
Yes.
was trying to to separate both things in my head at the same time. Okay, so
Yes.
tell me about you. You actually competed in Spain recently. How did that go?
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that experience and what, if anything, did you learn about that space in terms of gravel?
So it was really my first gravel race, like proper. I mean, I've done a couple gravel rides, just for fun, but never like something competitive. So like the entire environment was pretty much all new to me. And I honestly had a great time. The event itself or the race itself, I came. There are about almost 300 women. I was 21st. And then in my category for the 24 to 34 females, I was 13th. So I mean, not too bad for my first showing.
Not that bad
Especially
at
among
all.
like, yeah, especially among like persons who have just raced, I don't know how many races before me. So yeah, it was pretty good, I would say. And then before the race itself, I had a camp with Rafa. Rafa is our clothing sponsor. So I was able to like kind of learn from the other girls and guys who are already established in the gravel space and just kind of, as I said, learn from them, see how much improvement I need to make to get to their level and like to see what races I can like test the waters in. Yeah.
Mhm. So no, you've so is it that you're leaving road racing, or you're this is just
No,
something that
no.
you're adding to your repertoire?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, something just I'm adding to my repertoire. I'm still gonna do road stuff, especially when it comes to like my national representation. So like if it's the Caribbean Championships or I'll be at the Central American and Caribbean, the CAC Games later this year. That's July to August. So yeah, I'll still be doing road, but just
Okay.
mixing the gravel in there. Yeah.
So, by the way, first of all, how's your ankle now? Is it fully healed? I mean, are you still rehabbing it?
I have another follow-up appointment. I need to check the actual date. It was supposed to be last year, but I'm not last year, last month, sorry. But I told them I was leaving to race and they said, okay, fine, go. So they put it off to yeah, I need to check what date it is. But yeah, I've been pretty okay. Like honestly, the right ankle is pretty okay. It's my left foot that had some sort of ligament damage. So it wasn't until maybe 2-3 weeks ago when I was still like feeling some discomfort there. But
Uh-huh.
it's pretty much like I wouldn't say like fully gone, but like it's getting better for sure.
Yeah, because no, the ankle is not just a couple of, it's there are a lot of little bones in your ankle that
Mhm.
allow for the movement. So I know if they get damaged,
Yes.
it takes a while for everything to then set back. Um,
Yeah.
but you're a brave girl. But you have
Thank you.
competition coming up next as well. Is it
Yes.
other gravel or is it
Yes.
regular road racing?
Yeah, another gravel event will be the Pan American Gravel Championships in Costa Rica. So that's next month, believe the 28th, like late June, somewhere around there. Yeah.
So tell me, one of the things that I've always found about what you do, Laurie, is that you're in a sport that there are not that many Jamaicans involved in it. I mean,
Right.
relatively speaking.
Mhm.
How does one navigate that space in terms of, because it's iron sharpens iron. And so you need to have that kind of competition at the home base then to be able to take it out on the road because you're knowing that you're
Right.
competing against people who can push you to new levels of performance. How do you manage that? I mean, who do you race against? Do you have to depend on international competition to be able to get your level up?
Pretty much. Yeah. So like you say, yeah, cycling isn't like huge, at least on the competitive side. Like there are tons of like recreational cyclists who I do ride with. On the competitive side, um, especially when it comes to like the girls, it's just maybe about three of us, and then the other two
Uh,
girls they're at university. So Jordanu, who we mentioned earlier, she's one of them. So they're both at university now, so they're not like here. And when I
Mhm.
do local races, it's pretty much always against the national guys here. Um, but yeah, when it comes to like trying to sharpen my skills or sharpen my like racing capabilities, I do have to rely on when I go abroad to race. Yeah.
Does that hold you back in any way? I mean, well, it's an obvious question, obviously, but I should probably ask, how much does it hold you back?
I mean, it not that I can't like quantify per se, but like um that's a good question. Uh I think I'll just have to rely on like my past experiences really, especially when I was like based in Europe for a bit or when I was raced in the US, like quite frequently that is. I'd have to like pretty much remember what those experiences were like and then use them to go on to events that I have in the future.
Mhm. You used to be a triathlete. Are you still a triathlete, by the way?
Yeah, that's a long time ago. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, because I remember, when I used to do my radio show, we used to talk about you
Yes.
being in the triathlons and everything. Why did you leave
Mhm.
that behind as opposed to
Uh,
anything else?
uh, two main things. I developed a knee injury, so like running was kind of uncomfortable and no longer like pleasing to do. And then swimming, oh my goodness. Granted, swimming was like my first sport,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my first like love, but I grew like tired of it, honestly. I couldn't, it just got boring and I wasn't making much progress and I was just tired of it. So I just dropped
yeah.
the two and stuck with the bike.
And of course, cycling is low impact in terms of your knee as well, so it doesn't,
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
put as much
So I
stress
wasn't
on your
feeling
knee
a
as
thing.
well.
Yeah.
I get you. So tell me, you have the Pan Am Gravel Championships. You said, how do you prepare? How are you preparing for that? I mean, as you said before, there's no real competition here that's going to be able
Mhm.
to push you. How do you prepare for something that you clearly is going to need that kind of, that kind of push, if I to use overuse the term,
Yeah.
to get ready for that championships?
A couple things. One, I'm waiting on the federation, the Costa Rican Cycling Federation, to like send like the tech guide, and I'll go through it, see what the course is like, um, do my research on like what the weather would be like to see if it's any different from here. It should be somewhat similar, but maybe it could or couldn't be more or less humid. Um, like see the distances, the terrain in terms of like elevation and everything. And then I want to do a couple off-road rides before I leave. Um I know a couple guys who do off-road riding here. They like go sometimes some of them might go like true juice area or like
Mm,
through like sugarcane fields or something. Um so yeah, just trying to find what I can find while here and then apply what my previous like racing knowledge and everything and then yeah, just do
mm.
the best I can.
True, is a very interesting. It's very interesting terrain. I've been down there a couple of times. So
Mhm.
me, that's always something interesting. But all right, I mean, you're a university graduate. I mean, when we spoke
That
recently,
was
I was
long
like,
ago.
you're done school already. I
Yeah,
mean, no,
3 years ago.
yeah, because here's the thing. Well, well, the viewers probably won't know, but I've been interviewing you since you're like early teens.
Yeah, yeah. Since
So
Andrews. Yeah.
yeah, so you're thinking going to university, you're not even realize how much time is passing by.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about what you studied in school, and of course, what you're doing now.
Right. So I actually started out at UE Mona
Mm,
for their sports kinetics degree. Then I transferred to UE Cave Hill in Barbados to do their sports sciences degree. So yeah, I was based in Barbados. And then yeah, it was a good time. But that's also when the pandemic hit. So I was
mm,
just online school for pretty much my entire degree.
mm,
So, and that's also the time when the whole opportunity to race in Europe came about. So, kind of perfect timing with online school, where I could like just leave and still balance both athletics and academics. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, in between you're doing your writing, you mentioned, of course, being online gives you a lot more time,
Hmm.
and a lot more flexibility. But how? Look, I'm gonna say it. We know that you're near genius level, but no, because I don't know people. No, I said this because I knew your uncle. I know your mom.
Yeah.
Your uncle and I went to high school together. I
Yes,
don't
I
know if you knew
remember.
that. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. My mom told me.
Yeah. So and Fudgy was always a really smart guy. I mean, a little bit different from everybody else. He used to goalkeep and everything. It was pretty cool. And of course, he passed a few years ago. Really miss him.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think
Next year
about him a
makes
lot.
10 years.
Yes, yeah, because I
Yeah.
remember when I first heard it was yes about 10 years ago. Yeah, so
Hmm.
but Fudgy was a special kind of guy. But I even forgot the question now. What I wanted to ask you was, you know, given the dynamic of you going to school and
Yeah.
preparing, how did you handle that? I mean, especially during the pandemic, because not very many people are able to go out and do things freely.
Hmm.
How did you manage that space in terms of handling the pandemic, of course, being careful not to be infected, and of course, handling
Right.
school? Because it is, regardless, it is demanding, especially when you're doing a discipline like sports science that requires a lot of concentration, a lot of understanding of a lot of things, how the body works,
Hmm.
other different things that are involved with that. Give me a sense of how that was for you, and given the restrictions that were on you during the pandemic.
Yeah. So in terms of like how I was able to balance, like I wouldn't say I'm a perfectionist, but I kind of like to excel in what I pursue. So whether that's with cycling, sports, as well as my academics, like I try to do the best I can. So like that's why I graduated like with first class honors, because I wanted to make sure that I like being the smart person, honestly. Um so that's why I made sure I applied myself as much as I could. Um and yeah, I think with the pandemic, I wouldn't say it was difficult for me. I mean, of course, it was an adjustment. But I honestly kind of like being home. So it wasn't something where I was completely daunting or anything. I mean, of course, I would have liked to have like the complete university experience, like going to classes, actually doing whatever, what were they called? Like labs or something like that, that we would do in classes, and then we just eventually have to transition into like watching videos online or just having our tutor or professor like demonstrate stuff. But I mean, of course, that took away from the experience in like
Mhm.
small ways, but it's just something you have to live with and get over and just look to the future, honestly. Yeah.
Mm. How much longer do you see yourself doing this? I
Like
mean,
cycling
yeah.
competitively? That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I'll always ride because I mean, cycling will always be a part of it's like my lifestyle, honestly. Um, as as it comes to like the competitive side, not too sure, especially because well, science shows like women, especially when it comes to endurance part, we don't peak until like we're in our 30s,
Yeah,
and I'm only 25, so I have time.
yeah,
Yeah,
you have a
I
ways
have
to
time.
go.
Yeah.
Do you still ride along the Spanish Town bypass, or do you find other places to cycle
Oh
now?
my goodness. I made a joke about that with my friend like last night. Like, I haven't been that side. Yeah, I haven't been that side since. I haven't had the best of
Understood.
luck.
Yeah, try somewhere
Yeah,
else because clearly there so it's
yeah.
not working for you.
So
But yeah, but
usually, I like go to the east, so like towards St. Thomas. That's where we're going tomorrow. Or like through Golden Spring and uh like go to like towards Portland, St. Mary, take the long side to go St. Anne sometimes. Yeah. But St. Catherine, I have some beef
no.
with St. Catherine.
Yeah, leave that alone for now.
Yeah.
You just said something a while ago because I have a friend who rides these enormous distances, Montego Bay and back and everything. How far do you go when you ride?
Who is that friend, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, Dennis Strong.
Oh, okay, Dennis. Okay, yeah. I saw Dennis this morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dennis rides forever. I mean, I've seen him do routes from Kingston through all kind of terrain into Montego Bay and back to Kingston. Do
Yeah,
you do
he
those
did. He
distances?
did. He did that. He did the Discover Jamaica by bike. Like it just wrapped up this weekend.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do those. I mean, I'm on some of those rides with Dennis. So yeah, I
Okay.
do the long distances. Yeah, and I would need it especially with gravel because gravel we're doing up like the race I did was like on the shorter side at 100 kilometers. In that competition alone, like the days prior, there was a 560-kilometer, 360, 200.
Oh.
I'll work my way up to 200. I'm not too sure about the 360 and the 560. Maybe if nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But
Yo.
yeah,
I am fascinated by the idea. I'm trying. I put on back a lot of weight, and I'm thinking about using my stationary bike, but an hour perhaps. But you guys ride for hours. I mean, it's crazy,
yeah,
but
yeah. This morning I
complete.
did 3:45 thereabout. Tomorrow might be four. If we go longer, 4.5 maybe. So a good time.
3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's what I did today.
Okay. Sorry. Maximum respect because I ain't doing that. but but that's why you're good at what you do because the commitment is there and everything. So, but tell you what, I mean, it was a pleasure talking to you. After you
Yeah,
come back
thanks
from
for having me.
Panam, maybe we sit back again and do another chat about how
Yeah, of
Panam
course.
went. And of course, wishing you all the best in your future endeavors as continue to stay away from the Spanish Town bypass because I don't like the idea of reporting on you breaking another ankle. You only have two.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. To you, the viewers, remember to subscribe to the channel, like, and share our content. And of course, go check in some of my other videos. Of course, uh, we just finished doing Brianna Williams. You can probably look at that. She has some interesting things to say, including the fact that she almost quit the sport. You can go check that out. And of course, yeah, many others there you can take a look at and, of course, engage and enjoy the channel. So until next time, this is Leighton Levy saying goodbye for now on the Mr. Analyst channel. Bye bye.